Insperity presents the Small Business Advocate Show with Jim Blasingame, brought to you by FedEx, CareerBuilder.com, and Palo Alto Software. This is a copyrighted production of Small Business Network, Inc., all rights reserved.
Line.
Now back to ringside with the voice of small business and the champion of the entrepreneur.
Say it now, gentlemen. Undisputed heavyweight champion of the world.
The small business advocate, Jim Blasingame.
Welcome back. It's 34 after the hour. Thank you very much for hanging out with me. Thanks for being part of my day. Always a pleasure to continue to be with you, especially when I get a chance to reintroduce you to our good friend, Don Cooper. Don has been with us now for 15 years. This month we're celebrating 14 years, celebrating his 14th anniversary. He's an original founding member of our Brain Trust. Don is the president of the Sales Heretic, the publisher of Money, Marketing, and More newsletter. He helps companies just like yours put their best foot forward in the marketplace to get more sales and to love up their customers. And he's here to help us celebrate National Customer Service Week. Don Cooper, welcome back.
Good morning, Jim.
It's great to have you back.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
How about that, 14 years?
That's incredible. I find that hard to believe.
I know. It's like a dream come true, isn't it? Hey, Don, why is it necessary to have a National Customer Service Week? I mean, shouldn't that be every week?
It ought to be. You're absolutely right. And yet there is a need for it because customer service is so lacking in our society these days and has been for quite some time. So it's good that we have a week like this to bring attention to the issue.
Well, exactly. But you know, you and I have been saying for 14 years that customer service has been lacking for so long. I mean, why are we still having to keep saying this, Don?
Oh, that's a great question, Jim. And I think part of the answer is companies just don't see the link between customer service and profits. It's really easy.
That statement is like I've dropped into Bizarro World or something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you and I see it clearly, but too many companies don't.
What is wrong with these people?
It's fairly easy to see the link between marketing and profits because you can do a marketing campaign and see your sales instantly increase. Same thing with sales. You put more effort, time, energy, money into your sales efforts, your sales campaigns, your sales training, and you get an instant bump.
So these are the people who have learned who haven't learned yet that it's less expensive to keep a customer than it is to get a new one.
That's correct. And because the problem is that you can spend money and effort on customer service, and you don't see an immediate bump in your sales or your profitability. That bump comes later, and it comes longer term. So it's a lot harder to see loyalty over time because what you're seeing is something holding steady as opposed to not disappearing.
Well, exactly, but you know, it just doesn't make any sense to me because I mean I can see how you hire a young kid come in and they don't get it. You know, you have to train them, you have to instill that into their brain, beat that into their heads. But I don't understand somebody who's literally doesn't understand, you know, is having a hard time making payroll, wants to be a small business owner, but isn't making that connection. To me, let me put it this way, Don, if you are having any difficulty making customer care, customer service, loving up your customers, customer retention, if you're having any problem with making that as intrinsically what you think of every morning when you wake up and every night when you go to sleep, then you probably need to go ahead and just close up your business now. You're just on a long, maybe a less long road to decline and to failure. What do you think?
I agree, although it's amazing that companies can survive even without good service. And part of the reason is that in a lot of industries, everybody provides lousy service.
Isn't that something? So that's what you're saying is we've slouched toward. We've slouched and lurched toward the bad service being the norm.
Correct.
Daniel Patrick Moynihan, Senator Moynihan from New York, the late senator from New York, called it defining deviancy down.
Yeah, That's absolutely correct.
That's what's happened then in the marketplace.
That's
so
exactly what happened.
Because you've got bad service, Don, if I'm your competitor, I don't have to rise to any level. Why should I beat myself up and try to work extra hard when where are they going to go, right?
That's exactly the mentality of too many business owners and corporate leaders.
Well, I'll tell you, that's the truth. And you and I both know that's not the truth for everyone, but I do think that is the insidious nature of what's going on in the marketplace today, and it makes me nauseous to think about that.
It really is.
Having come from an environment where customer service was the coin, was the standard.
Sure.
It makes me nauseous.
Now, here's the opportunity.
Hold on to that thought. I'm going to let you give us the opportunity. We'll come back after these messages. Give us your website quickly, Don.
DonCooper.com.
Check it out quick, folks. Quick break, 20 till. I'm Jim Blasingame. Stay with me. I'll be right back.
Road carpet on feet, and we are airplanes today.
Insperity presents the Small Business Advocate Show with Jim Blasingame, brought to you by FedEx, CareerBuilder.com, and Palo Alto Software. This is a copyrighted production of Small Business Network, Inc., intended for the private use of our audience. Except as otherwise provided by copyright law, all other copying, redistribution, or publication without prior written consent is prohibited. All rights reserved.